Yo, what is going on, Senpai Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video, and boy, where do I begin with that Black Clover chapter? Black Clover 196. It was absolutely fantastic, and although I sort of predicted what was going to happen, I've had the theory for quite a while that a third party was definitely involved within the Elves massacre, and I definitely thought that if it's going to be anyone, it's going to be some form of demon, and it was revealed in this chapter that that was the case. Yet still, the fact that I was expecting it to come, I was still absolutely shook by it. Anyway, where do I start with this chapter? Let's start with Reyna the liar. It turns out that he was the one lying all along. So Reyna knew the truth behind the Elves massacre all along, and I have very conflicted feelings about Reyna's character now, because out of all of the elves, minus maybe the one that inhabited Gauch's body towards the end, I liked Reyna. I thought he was the most human almost of all the elves, and I could never quite put my finger on why. And it turns out that it's because all along he didn't really want to do this to the humans. He didn't necessarily want to get payback on them, purely for the fact that he knew what the truth was. And although I now appreciate that side of him, I understand now why I liked him. I kind of don't like him as much now, because part of me is also now thinking, well, if he knew, why did he do it? Why did he not tell anybody? It's a very confusing, very conflicted feelings about it. Like I said, I want to know what you guys made of it, because I did like Reyna's character. I still like Reyna's character, but I now have a lot more questions about where his head really was and if it was in the right place. God knows what is going to happen now with Patoli and Licht, because it's my biggest concern that after all this build-up that they've had, all this build-up in the limelight almost, excuse the light pun, it's going to all be taken away from them. And that's not necessarily the truth. It may not happen. I trust Tabata with my life to do something good. He won't mess this up, or at least I hope he won't. But it's always a bit of me kind of just slightly scared about it. Personally, I think that the proper Licht, the real Licht, will be the one to somehow sacrifice himself versus the demon, and I honestly think that Licht will be the pillar of hope that he always was in the end, to bring the elves and the humans back together. A lot of people won't like this, but I truly think that Patoli and the elves in general are going to be redeemed by the end of this arc, which is crazy to think about when you cast your mind back to everything in this arc, how evil they've been. It's almost quite weird to think that there's a possibility that they're going to be redeemed, but I truly think they will be, due to Licht and this demon and bringing them all together once they learn the truth. But talking of the demon, holy shit, I called it. Like I said, I knew the demons would have some form of influation, is that even a word, on what happened to the elves. And I knew, I don't know if I made a theory video or not, or if I've spoken about it in previous chapter reviews, but I knew that they would double cross the elves. I knew they'd be involved, and I knew that this would be one long, massive master plan to allow the demons to come back. It's kind of like Zetsu from Naruto, but written well. Okay, it's Zetsu and Naruto written well. A lot of people will call this a massive plot twist with no substance and just an ass pull, which is like what they did with Charmy. Personally, I don't think this is the case. There's two kind of plot twists. You got plot twists which are just there for shock value, that have not been written well at all, and then you got ones like this which have a lot of shock value to it, but when you actually go back and look up on it, it makes sense. Now, clearly the demons and the elves, there's a clear history between the two species. Elves, had no knowledge on this whole demon, but Patoli on the other hand was terrified for his life. Even Reyna, all the elves that were present, I say all the elves, it was basically just Reyna and Patoli, they were terrified for their life about this demon being reincarnated. And this demon, oh wow, Okay, so the design is incredible. It's very reminiscent of the demon within Asta's sword, which is, there's a small theory going on because it turns out that the creator of Asta's grimoire, the 5-leaf grimoire, the grimoire of despair, we've come to learn it's called, is actually this demon that stands before them. Now, some people think that maybe the demon within Asta's grimoire is maybe just not, it's the same demon. Maybe it's just kind of like a mana representation of him. Maybe it's just got parts of his mana within him. We're not too sure, because we know that the demon within Asta's sword, Asta's grimoire, he has wanted a body for so long. When he first met Asta, when they first interacted back in the Witch's Forest arc, he was saying, just give me your body, pass out, let me take over your body. And it's a similar thing as what we saw with the demon in this chapter. He was saying, finally, I've got my own physical body. So maybe there's a connection between the two demons, or maybe they're even the same demon. But this demon's power is unbelievable. It's almost unbeatable to a certain degree. Now, I can't remember the exact wording of it, and there's no official translation yet, so I don't know how it'll actually be called in that, but it was something like reality-altering word magic, something crazily stupid like that. And basically, whatever his mouth utters becomes a reality. So I think in this one we saw Yuno in his spirit dive form fire an attack at him, and he literally just said reflect, and Yuno's entire attack, I don't think it was Yuno, I think it was actually Patoli, his entire attack was fired straight back at them. And then also now Yuno attacked, and he created a vacuum wall which just essentially ate up all of Yuno's attack. So you can tell that this fight coming up, I think it's going to be split into different fights. I think it's going to be similar to, what was his name, the Eye of the Midnight Sun, the big beast guy, the despair one, I forgot his name. I think it's like, oh, I can't remember, it's gone. Anyway, but I think it's going to be a bit like them, how you'll have Yuno and Asta taking him on, and then I think the big guys are going to come, a bit like how Yami intervened right at the end to take down Vadros. I've lost his name for some reason, but you know what I mean. I think possibly it'll start off with Yuno and Asta taking him down next chapter, and then I think at some point it may switch to Yami being involved, Fuegelion, Jack, everybody maybe just taking down this demon. And I think it's going to be a fight versus full of tactics, because logically, like I said, the demon's power is almost unbeatable. You can't think of a way that they can take him down without having some sort of tactic involved, which is what we all love to see. And one thing which really has my mind going is right at the end of the chapter, this demon smiles so sinisterly at Asta as soon as he enters, and it's almost as though instantly he knows Asta is the one that he wants. He wants the demon in the grimoire. He wants the grimoire. He wants it back. You know, originally it was Lick's. It was Lick's grimoire. That is mine. And now this guy's come out of nowhere and be like, actually, I think you'll find it is moi. It is mine. I created that shit. Now give it back. It's going to be something like that. I can't wait to see the interaction about it. It's going to be absolutely nuts. It still blows my mind that no one other than Yami knows yet about the Wizard King. When is it gonna come? It's been so long since it happened, or at least to us it has. And you've got people like Asta and Yuno who look up to him and everyone, and they still don't know. I can't wait to see the reaction. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And I just wanted to end it on this. A very, very quick long shot. I keep talking about him every chapter because he's got to do something soon. What if Nero is the one to take down the demon? The reason I keep saying this is because he's such a mystery. What on earth is he? There's something. He's got to do something soon. What if this is going to be it? I can't wait to see it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like in the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're not already to become a member of the Senpai Squad. And I'll be seeing you guys in another video. But until then, peace.